The rain hammered against the hospital window as Marcus Chen stood on the ledge, 40 stories above the city. His reflection stared back at him, a stranger wearing his face. Below, sirens wailed. Above, thunder cracked. He stepped forward into nothing. The fall lasted 7 seconds. 7 seconds to remember everything that led him here. 7 seconds before his 20th death. But this time, something different happened. This time, death was waiting for him with an offer he couldn't refuse. 3 weeks earlier, Marcus was just another face in the crowd, a data analyst at Chen Financial, the company his grandfather built. Except Marcus wasn't really a Chen anymore, just a name on expired credit cards and eviction notices. His father had been the golden child, the heir apparent, until a scandal destroyed everything. Marcus inherited the debt, the shame, and a studio apartment with walls so thin he could hear his neighbors breathing. That morning started like any other. Coffee from a bodega that spelled his name wrong, a subway ride pressed between strangers, the elevator at work that always smelled like burnt microwave popcorn. But when Marcus reached his desk, security was already packing his belongings into a cardboard box. His supervisor couldn't look him in the eye. "Budget cuts," she mumbled. Marcus had been there 6 years. They gave him 20 minutes to clear out. Outside, the city kept moving like nothing happened. Marcus stood on the sidewalk, box in his arms, watching people rush past. That's when he got the call. His landlord. The locks would be changed by 5. Marcus checked his bank account, -$43. He had no family to call. His mother had died when he was 12. His father drank himself to death 3 years ago. His phone buzzed again. A text from Sarah, his girlfriend of 8 months. "We need to talk." They met at a cafe she chose, too expensive for Marcus's budget, which should have been his first clue. Sarah looked beautiful, put together, like someone who had their life figured out. She slid a ring across the table, his grandmother's ring, the only thing of value Marcus owned. "I can't do this anymore," she said softly. "You're drowning, and I can't let you pull me under." Marcus wanted to argue, to fight, to prove he could turn things around. Instead, he just nodded. She kept the ring. That night, Marcus walked for hours. The city lights blurred into streaks of color. He found himself on a bridge, staring down at the black water below. How easy it would be, he thought. How quiet. A homeless man sat nearby, feeding pigeons. "You thinking about jumping?" the man asked. Marcus didn't answer. "I tried it once," the man continued. "Worst decision of my life. Well, second worst. First was surviving it." He laughed, a sound like breaking glass. Marcus left before he could hear more. But the thought followed him home. It whispered in the silence of his empty apartment. It waited in the darkness behind his eyelids. By dawn, Marcus had made his decision. He wrote a note, 3 sentences, apologizing to no one in particular. He took the subway to the tallest building he knew, a hospital. The irony wasn't lost on him. The rooftop door was unlocked, like the universe giving him permission. Rain began to fall as he climbed onto the ledge. The fall was supposed to end everything. Instead, Marcus woke up in a place between places, a vast white room with no walls, no ceiling, no floor, just endless nothing. And her. She sat in a leather chair that shouldn't exist, legs crossed, wearing a black suit that seemed to absorb light. Her eyes were the color of dying stars. "Hello, Marcus," she said. Her voice echoed from everywhere and nowhere. "I'm Death, and you've made me very, very angry." Marcus tried to speak, but no sound came out. Death stood, and suddenly she was close enough to touch. "Do you know how many people beg me for more time? How many would give anything for one more day, one more hour, one more breath? And you," she smiled without warmth, "you threw it away like garbage. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to live 12 lives, die 12 deaths, and if you survive even one, you can keep that body. But there's a catch." A silver coin appeared in Death's hand. She flipped it, and Marcus watched it spin in slow motion. "Each life comes with a curse of its own. Each death will be worse than the last, and somewhere in these 12 lives is a sin you committed, a choice that destroyed someone else's future. Find it, understand it, or even if you survive, your soul goes to hell. The coin landed. Heads. Death snapped her fingers. Let's begin. Marcus's first death came fast. He opened his eyes in a car, speeding down a mountain road. Memory hit him like a hammer. This body belongs to Dylan Park, a street racer running from the cops after a deal went wrong. The back seat was packed with stolen pharmaceuticals. The sirens were getting closer. Marcus tried to brake, but Dylan's muscle memory overrode him. The car swerved, hit gravel, and flew off the cliff. Marcus felt every bone shatter when they hit bottom. Fire consumed everything. He screamed until there was nothing left to scream with. Death was waiting in the white room, filing her nails. "Well, that was disappointing," she said. "I expected at least a little effort." Marcus was shaking, the phantom pain still screaming through his nerves. You can't do this." Death raised an eyebrow. "I'm Death. I can do anything. Now, shall we try again? This time, maybe use that brain of yours." Another snap, another life. The second life was worse. Marcus woke up underwater, lungs burning, arms and legs bound with chains. This body, Emma Cole, a whistleblower who'd exposed corporate corruption. They'd found her, silenced her, and dumped her in the river with cement blocks. Marcus fought the restraints until his fingers bled. The water was so dark he couldn't tell which way was up. His lungs gave out. The last thing he saw was his own hand still reaching for a surface that didn't exist. 2 down, 10 to go, Death announced cheerfully. Marcus was crying now, great heaving sobs that shook his whole body. "Why are you doing this?" he choked out. Death's smile faded. "Because you need to understand what you threw away. Every single one of these people wanted to live. Emma Cole was going to testify. She had a daughter waiting at home. But you had everything. Health, youth, opportunity, and you jumped off a building because life got hard. So yes, Marcus, I'm going to make you feel every second of what you wasted." The third life taught Marcus to fight. He became James Rivera, a boxer in an underground ring where losers didn't walk away. Marcus felt James's instincts kick in, the footwork, the timing, the raw power behind each punch. For a moment, he thought he might actually survive this one. Then his opponent pulled a knife. The crowd roared. Marcus died on dirty canvas, choking on his own blood, while people placed bets on how long it would take. The fourth life broke him differently. He woke up as Lily Zhang, a 9-year-old girl in a hospital bed, terminal cancer. Her parents sat nearby, trying to smile through tears. Marcus had 3 days in this body, 3 days of slowly drowning from the inside as organs shut down one by one. 3 days of watching Lily's parents fall apart. When death finally came, Marcus begged her to take him faster. She refused. "You wanted to die, Marcus. Now you get to watch someone who actually deserved to live slip away instead." Between deaths, Marcus started seeing patterns. Dylan Park had been transporting drugs stolen from Emma Cole's pharmaceutical company. James Rivera had thrown a fight that bankrupted the betting ring, leading to 3 suicides. Lily Zhang's experimental treatment was delayed because funding got redirected to— Marcus stopped. His own company, Chen Financial, a scandal involving embezzled medical research grants, his father's scandal. "You're starting to understand," Death said as Marcus stood in the white room, his mind racing. "Every person you've died as, their lives intersected with yours. You just never bothered to look." She leaned forward. "But you still haven't found your sin, the one choice that started the dominoes falling. Keep looking." The 5th through 8th deaths blurred together. A firefighter who died saving people from a building Marcus's father owned, a building that failed inspection due to bribes. A journalist who was investigating the Chen family when she had a convenient accident. A maintenance worker who tried to report safety violations and was fired, leading to his suicide. A young investor who lost everything when Chen Financial collapsed and jumped from the same bridge Marcus had considered. By the 9th life, Marcus was numb. He died so many ways: suffocation, electrocution, poisoning, violence. Each death carved pieces from his soul. But this life was different. He woke up in a small apartment. A photo on the wall showed a young man in a college graduation cap smiling. Marcus felt a jolt of recognition. This was Andrew Chen, his cousin, the family member who'd reached out after his father died, offering help. Marcus had ignored his calls, too proud to accept charity. Memory flooded in. Andrew had been struggling too. Grief over a breakup, stress from a new job, money problems from helping his sick mother. He'd called Marcus one last time, 3 weeks ago. Left a voicemail. "Hey, it's Andy. I know things are rough, but I could really use someone to talk to. Call me back?" Marcus had deleted it without listening to the whole thing. Now, wearing Andrew's skin, Marcus found the bottle of pills on the nightstand. Empty. The note beside it? "I just needed someone to tell me it gets better." Marcus dropped the bottle. His hands shook. This was his sin. Not something his father did. Not corporate corruption or financial scandals. Andrew had needed him. Family reaching for family. And Marcus had been too wrapped up in his own misery to answer. Andrew died alone, believing no one cared because Marcus couldn't be bothered to return a phone call. The guilt hit like a physical weight, crushing his chest. Death appeared beside him. "There it is," she said quietly. "The moment that defines everything after. Andrew's death happened last month. You were so lost in your own darkness you didn't even notice his light going out. And tomorrow at his funeral, you were planning to jump off that hospital roof." She paused. "But here's what you didn't know. At that funeral, Sarah was going to speak. She was going to talk about how Andrew told her to give you another chance, how he saw something in you worth saving. Your mother, Andrew's mother, was going to tell you about the fund Andrew set up to help you get back on your feet. None of it matters now. Andrew's gone." "Let me go back," Marcus whispered. "Please, let me fix this." Death shook her head. "There's no going back, only forward. You have 3 lives left. Survive one and you can live. But Marcus, living means carrying this, knowing what you cost Andrew, what you cost yourself. Can you handle that?" The 10th life was Andrew's mother, Marcus's aunt. He lived her grief, her regret, her desperate wish that she'd seen the signs. The 11th life was Sarah, and Marcus felt her guilt over ending things with Marcus, wondering if she pushed him over the edge. The 12th life was his own mother, in her final days, praying that her son would find peace after she was gone. When Marcus opened his eyes again, he was back on the hospital ledge. The rain had stopped. His phone was ringing. Unknown number. He answered. "Marcus, it's Andrew's mom. I wanted to talk about the funeral arrangements. Andrew left something for you. Can we meet tomorrow?" Marcus started crying. "Yes," he said. "Yes, I'll be there. And I'm so sorry. I should have—" "It's okay," she said gently. "We're family. We help each other through the darkness." Marcus climbed down from the ledge. Behind him, for just a moment, he saw Death watching. She nodded once, acknowledgement, not forgiveness, and vanished. Marcus walked down the stairs, out into the city, into a life he'd have to rebuild from ashes. But this time he wouldn't be building alone, and every morning he'd wake up grateful for something he'd once thrown away. The curse of dying 12 deaths taught him the value of living one life, and sometimes that's the only lesson worth dying for.